Welcome to the 2016 Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. I'm Pirates President Frank Coonley. Baseball teaches our youth about teamwork, sportsmanship, determination, hard work, perseverance, and so much more. These are values that will serve these young players well in their lives off the baseball field. The Pirates and all of Major League Baseball are encouraging young people to play baseball and softball and to pass on their love for the game and its values to their own children. We're excited to help the Pony League showcase the pure joy and beauty of this great game of baseball here in Western Pennsylvania. All of us in the Pirates organization hope that you enjoy the action of the 65th Pony League World Series. Now, let's play ball.
It has turned out to be a beautiful sun-drenched afternoon in Washington, Pennsylvania, as we welcome you to day number 2 of the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. Yes, it is absolutely perfect here in Washington, PA. That's not to say that the day actually started perfectly, because overnight and into the early morning hours we had some rains come through, some very heavy rains, and as a result of that it has thrown us into a little bit of a delay. Our first game was scheduled to go at noon Eastern. Instead, we have moved ahead, and now we've got a 2 p.m. start for our first of 3 games today. Hi everybody, I'm Tony Caridi, and coming up today, it's going to be the South Zone champion, Laredo, Texas, no stranger to this Pony League World Series. They take on the North Zone champion, Bay County, Michigan. They certainly are no stranger to this event. They have now appeared in 5 consecutive Pony League World Series championship games. Here's what's happened so far. Last night we began with a doubleheader, and Las Mochis, Mexico was a winner over the local squad, Peters Township, by a final of 4-1. Then in the nightcap, Chesterfield, Virginia ran away from Johnstown, Pennsylvania, winning it by a final score of 14-4. So Las Mochis and Chesterfield both advance on. Now, in the bottom half of the bracket, this is a 10-team tournament. You'll see our matchup coming up, game number 3, Laredo, Texas against Bay County. That will be followed by Paderborn, Germany against Washington County, Pennsylvania. And then our final game of the evening, scheduled for about an 8:30, 9 o'clock start here this evening, will be a matchup of international flavor, as it will be Las Mochis, Mexico, playing in its second game as they take on the defending champions from Chinese Taipei. So all in all, we invite you to stay tuned. Should be a wonderful afternoon for baseball. The teams are ready from Laredo, Texas, from Bay County, Michigan, and we'll have our starting lineups when we return here to Lou Hayes Pony Field.
At UPMC, we see more than bones and ligaments. We see passion and potential, which is why more people choose the nationally recognized orthopedic care at UPMC to keep them moving at full speed. Head to toe, start to finish. UPMC Orthopedic Care.
Amen, let's play ball.
Oh, he pops it in center field. Could be trouble.
Hey, Walker, go, 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 go.
However you play ball, play ball. Go to playball.org to find out more.
It's the 65th edition of the Pony League World Series. Washington County, Pennsylvania is the site. This is where it literally all began. Lou Hayes was a sports writer here for the Washington Observer newspaper, and he had an idea of creating a division which would allow kids to play baseball after their Little League careers were over. And so Pony League was born, and it has blossomed over the years. In fact, 65 years. And now we've got over 500,000 kids playing in over 50 countries. That gentleman over to your right there, that is Abe Key. He is the president of Pony League Baseball Softball International and is a wonderful ambassador for the game. And with 10 teams being here, meetings have begun back on Thursday as they literally lay over the ground rules. Had a wonderful picnic yesterday here at the park. All 10 of the teams, after taking part in our home run derby and fastest runner contest, got together, spent some time together, and it really is an opportunity which will give a lot of these kids from the international side a chance to see the United States for the very first time, and a chance really to give these kids some memories that they will never ever forget. We had a lot of fun last night, a couple of games. The first game very competitive as Las Mochas, Mexico won that game by a final score of 4-1 against Peters Township. And that's an interesting story in itself, the fact that Peters Township is playing in this tournament. They thought they had been eliminated in their zone championship, but something happened along the way. Yeah, the Caribbean champion, Santo Domingo from the Dominican Republic, was unable to secure enough visas for their players. So as a result, despite the fact that they tried diligently to get it done, the call was made earlier this week, and Caribbean zone champ not here. As a result, they went to the Peters Township squad. They were able to keep their team together, and as a result, they participated in the tournament and did quite well, 4-1 over the Mexican team they advanced on to play today against Chinese Taipei. All right, so you might be wondering, through the years then, who has participated in Pony League Baseball? How about that for a who's who of players? We start obviously with Jim Abbott, one of the great inspirational stories in all of baseball history. And look at those guys. Bonds and Clemens, Ken Griffey Jr., who just went into the Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn, Bo Jackson, one of the greatest athletes to compete in the game, Randy Johnson, Cal Ripken from Smoltz to Willie Stargell, Bob Walk, and currently a major leaguer, and Christian Yelich. And so they've got just a number of players here, and that is the fraternity that is Pony League Baseball. And so the scene is set here. As we said, game time temperature, we're going to be into the 80s. Fortunately, no sign of rain is in the area, and to be quite honest, fingers crossed, although we got delayed here because of some rain overnight, the rest of this schedule in this tournament looks to be able to be played rain-free. This event is double elimination. 10 teams are in. The team that will play the latest start game will be our representative from Maui, Hawaii. They will not play their first game until tomorrow. We will go with 3 games today, 3 games tomorrow. 4 are set for Monday, 4 more games to be played on Tuesday, and depending on how things go, we will have our championship game on Wednesday, either 1 or 3 games. Now let's turn it over to the public address announcer here, Randy Cosgrove.
Our first game today will feature Laredo, Texas, and Bay County, Michigan. Now, let's meet today's lineups. First of all, for the visitors from Laredo, Texas, number 24, shortstop, Derek Christman. The center fielder, number 15, Julio Cesar Tabuada. The pitcher, number 7, Sergio Galvan. Third base, number 2, Memo Sawada. The catcher, number 9, Greg Campos. First baseman, number 22, Adrian Castillo. Right fielder, number 34, Juan Carlos Coronado. The left fielder, number 11, Jacob Alanis. And the second baseman, number 21, Alan Villarreal. The rest of the players, number 13, Dylan Minton. Number 8, Robbie Coronado. 27, Alan Ferreiro. Number 23, Jackson Alanis. The business manager, Daryl Minton. Coach, Adrian Castillo. And the manager, James Chrisman. Ladies and gentlemen, Laredo, Texas. And now the home team, Bay County, Michigan. The right fielder, number 10, Carson Kwiatkowski. The center fielder, Blake Mizertik. The center fielder, Logan Hugo. The pitcher, number 2, Anthony Bernard. First baseman, number 28, Lance Wilkes. Your shortstop, number 15, Clay Weiss. Second baseman, number 4, Joey Smith. The catcher, number 44, Taylor Pop. Number 29, third baseman, Darren Labine. For the rest of the players, number 21, Matt Jazowski. Number 22, Clay Valad. Number 14, Dustin Lucas. Number 13, Ben Kanud. Number 24, Dakota Wall. And number 1, Luke Storr. The business manager, Scott Hugo. The coach, Dennis Storr. And your manager, Larry Kazwiski. Ladies and gentlemen, Bay County, Michigan. Your umpires, behind home plate, Dave Smolko. First base, Ray Parker. Second base, Miles Dotson. And at third base, Jeff Vrabel Sr. And the decision committee, Tom O'Connor, Dick Witt, and Terry Faust.
At this time, we ask that you all rise for the Pony Prayer and our national anthems. Gentlemen and boys, please remove your hats. Thank you to all veterans and active duty members of the United States Armed Forces for your service. We invite you to render a hand salute during the Star-Spangled Banner. Almighty God, help us to realize that we are gathered here to watch young people play baseball, not to second-guess strategy, dispute decisions, or questionability. That we are here to cheer, to encourage, and to join in the fun that is baseball, not to jeer, discourage, or otherwise degrade the game. That while officials and players are expected to perform within the bounds of certain standards, we also, as spectators, are expected to conduct ourselves within the bounds of good sportsmanship. May this contest end without injury, without feelings of ill will, without disgrace, but as an activity worthy of thy blessing. Amen.
All set to go after a 2-hour delay. It'll be Bay County and Laredo, Texas. Let's turn it over to the gentleman who will call the game, Randy Gore, and the voice of Pony League Baseball, Mark Uriah.
All right, thank you very much, Tony. Appreciate it. Tony Cree, the voice of the West Virginia Mountaineers. And we'll be back to football before too long, Randy.
No, absolutely. Now in the month of August, so before you know it, it'll be football season, which I'm sure Tony will be looking forward to. But today, the business at hand, the Pony League World Series here at Lou Hayes Pony Field. Laredo, Texas, facing off against Bay County, Michigan. And we'll go ahead and run down the starting lineups for you. Laredo, Texas will be serving as the visiting team in this one. And leading off and playing shortstop is Derek Chrisman. Batting second and playing center field, Julio Cesar Tabuada. Sergio Galvan hits third. He'll be pitching. At third base, Guillermo Sauceda will hit cleanup. Greg Campos in the fifth spot will be catching. At first base, Adrian Castillo hits sixth. Batting seventh, Juan Carlos Coronado is out in right field. The left fielder, Jacob Alaniz, will be in the eighth spot. And hitting ninth, playing second base, Alan Villarreal. And again, your starting hurler is Sergio Galvan for Laredo, Texas. Once more through the lineup, Chrisman, Tabuado, Galvan, Sauceda, Campos, Castillo, Coronado, Alaniz, and Villarreal. For Bay County, Michigan, leading off and playing right field is Carson Kwapaszewski. Blake Michek hits second. He'll play center field. The left fielder, Logan Hugo, hits third. Batting cleanup, Anthony Bernard. He'll be pitching. At first base is Lance Wiltsey. He is in the fifth spot. Batting sixth is Clay Weiss, and he'll play short. At second base, batting seventh is Joey Smith. Hitting eighth, Taylor Pop. He's the catcher. And at third base, Darren Labine, batting ninth. And again, your starting pitcher, Anthony Bernard. Once more for Bay County, it's Kwapaszewski, Michek, Hugo, Bernard, Wiltsey, Weiss, Smith, Pop, and Labine.
Just to recap where we are in the series, this is Game 3. Last night, Game 1, Los Mochis, Mexico defeated Peters Township 4-1, and Chesterfield, Virginia over Johnstown, PA 14-4. Those two games in the top half of the bracket. We start play today in the bottom half of the bracket with Laredo, Texas, and Bay County, Michigan. Coming up in the second game of our triple header, it will be Washington County against Paderborn, Germany. And then for the third game tonight, we will move back up to the top half of the bracket, Los Mochis, Mexico, advancing. They'll play their second game of the series against the defending champions from Chinese Taipei, first game for Chinese Taipei. And then a similar situation tomorrow when we come back for a triple header. The game scheduled for 12 noon, we'll get our first look at Maui, Hawaii. They will be the last team to play its first game, if that makes sense. Maui will play the winner of the Paderborn, Germany, Washington County game tomorrow at noon. And then we'll have our first elimination game tomorrow at 2:30, Johnstown, PA, and Peters Township. And tomorrow at 5 will be the teams that lose in the first two games today. So the loser between Laredo and Bay County will come back tomorrow at 5 against the loser of our second game, Paderborn, Germany, and Washington, for our second elimination game of the series.
So opening weekend, opening ceremonies last night, and wonderful to be here. I was obviously not on air, but I'm a Pony League rookie, especially compared to you, Mark Uriah. But this has been a lot of fun to be a part of and taking in the opening ceremonies last night, and we're ready to go here today.
And the first pitch of Game 3 of the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series misses inside to shortstop Derek Crispin, who leads it off for Laredo, Texas. Anthony Bernard is the starting pitcher, right-hander for Bay County. 1-0 fastball, fouled straight back. You trying to say I'm old?
No, not at all. You're well-seasoned.
Well, that sounds better anyway. 1 ball, 1 strike. As Bernard delivers, breaking ball in the dirt. You know, Randy, we had a chance to chat just a little bit with the manager for Bay County, and he was telling us about his team, James Christman, as the 2-1 pitch comes in, inside edge with a breaking ball for a called strike. And, I'm sorry,
Larry Kwapaszewski.
Larry Kwapaszewski, yeah. He was telling us about his team, and in particular his starting pitcher, Anthony Bernard, who delivers a 2-2 here, and it's fouled straight back by Christman. He just thought it was interesting. He said, Bernard throws hard. He's got a pretty good curveball. He said, but at this level, everybody can hit the fastball, so you got to be able to keep him off balance. And he really thought that was a key, and thought that, and it's something that from the first batter that we've seen from Bernard. He's pretty good with that breaking ball, and there it is again for a called strike 3.
Yeah, beautiful curveball hits the outside corner, and Chrisman left looking and kind of turned back toward home plate and toward the dugout. Just not tip your cap. That was a good breaking ball, catching the quarter. And well, as you said, the skipper Kwapaszewski for Bay County said that curve, spotting up the curveball, would be key today for Bernard, and early on looks good.
Julio Cesar Tabuada, center fielder, is the batter. Just nubs one up the first base line. Nice play by the catcher Pop to get out in front of home plate and throw out Tabuada for the second out of the inning.
Well, Taylor popped the catcher out of his stance very quickly and up the first base line to gather in that slow rolling grounder. And almost he hesitated a little bit before applying that throw to first, but it did not cost him. Good, accurate, hard toss over to first baseman Wiltsey, and 2 down.
So 2 outs, base is empty for Laredo here in the top of the first. Sergio Galvan, the pitcher, steps in, hits from the right side. He waves and misses at the curveball, which appeared to have some good sink to it there. Right-hander Bernard with the 1-strike pitch, another breaking ball, and a called strike on the inside corner.
Well, that's the key. If you can throw that breaking ball for strikes, which Bernard has, he can go a long way today.
0-2 fastball misses outside.
And Bay County can go a long way with him.
A beautiful day now, but was not the case overnight. 1-2 pitch. 2-hopper hit to the third baseman. Labine juggled it a little bit, but throws to first in time to get Galvan. And it is a 1-2-3 top of the first. We've played half an inning. Laredo, Texas, nothing. Bay County, Michigan coming to bat here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
Mom, I'm bored.
Boy, what are we going to do this weekend?
When the family's fun meter runs down, recharge in Washington County. We've got something for everyone. Indoors, outdoors, history, sports, gaming, fun. Visit WashingtonCountyPA.com to get started and share the energy.
What a great day that was.
Let's do it again.
How about next weekend?
Yes.
Full steam ahead for old-fashioned fun at the National Pike Steam, Gas, and Horse Show, August 12th through 14th in Centerville.
Well, everyone likes to look good, and all 10 of the teams here are certainly looking good, thanks to Dick's Sporting Goods, the title sponsor here of this Pony League World Series. Those uniforms custom-made nearby in Masontown, Pennsylvania, about 35-40 minutes from right here in Washington. And as you probably know, the teams that participate in this tournament, some of them are not known until literally a week before the event. So the rush order goes in to finish up those uniforms, and the folks down there did a fantastic job of finishing up the uniforms, and obviously those will become longtime keepsakes for the players participating in this year's event. Scoreless top of the first. Let's find out what happens here in the bottom. Back upstairs with Mark.
Bay County, Michigan coming to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. A nice efficient top of the first from their right-hander Anthony Bernard, and now Bay County will bat here for the first time in the ball game. You know, this story was in the Observer Reporter earlier this week, Randy, but Bay County, a really strong program. They've split their league. They actually had 3 all-star teams from their league, and 2 of them met in the zone final.
Yeah, it's exceptional to have two of your 3 all-star teams to make the zone tournament #1 and then to meet in the finals. And it was this particular Bay County team, obviously, it was Bay County White, according to the article, and with a 14-0 victory over Bay County Blue in that championship. And some landslide victories for Bay County down the stretch in that North Zone tournament. In talking with Coach Kwapaszewski, he said that it was a top-heavy tournament in terms of, you know, some of the toughest opponents they faced were early on in the tournament. So don't let the landslide victory, so to speak, mislead you, because they went up against some quality foes, as they will continue to do so here in the Pony League World Series, and of course with Laredo, Texas today.
Carson Kwapaszewski will lead it off here. Manager's son takes downstairs ball 1 from Sergio Galvan, the right-hander for Laredo.
And Carson Kwapaszewski, he led off that championship game with a home run, leading off here.
Galvan's 1-0 pitch. Fouled off out of play to the right side. Oh, and it's funny, I mean, we've had Bay County here for a number of years, and Dan Rivette coached the team, brought them here, and they wanted to be known as Bay County Red, which we're certainly glad to oblige as the 1-1 pitch comes in here. Swing and a miss and a high fastball. So Galvan out in front here, 1-2. So I asked Larry Kwapaszewski that, and he said, well, actually, we were white. He said, and of course, for those who aren't here or can't see, guess what color the Bay County team, what color jerseys they were given? Red, of course. So we're just going to go with Bay County and leave it at that, as the 1-2 pitch missed upstairs with a fastball, 2-2.
Highly successful group out in Michigan, and bringing their talents now to Washington, PA.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Carson Kwapaszewski, leading off the bottom of the first for Bay County, the North Zone champions. Sergio Galvan, the right-hander for Laredo, Texas, delivers. Curveball stays up and in. Count is 4. What a gorgeous sunny day with some high clouds up there. As the 3-2 comes in, Kwapaszewski takes on the outside part of the plate for strike 3.
Bit of a contrast in pitching thus far. We saw a steady diet of breaking balls from Anthony Bernard in the top of the first, but Sergio Galvan here at the bottom of the first, pumping the heater for a called strike 3 past Kwapaszewski. And hard thrower is Galvan, talking with Coach James Chrisman, the manager of Laredo.
First pitch fouled off. Second batter in the order is Blake Mechek, excuse me, for Bay County. 1 strike pitch. Breaking ball, just missed up and in.
Now Galvan, hard thrower, has a good curveball and changeup that'll mix in and does a nice job of hitting his spots, and a guy that can be a workhorse. Laredo can ride him all the way through 7 innings if need be.
Swing and a miss. Good fastball on the outside edge there from Galvan.
I'm sure that's the way James Chrisman would like to draw it up. 7 innings out of Galvan would be perfect.
The right-hander winds and delivers the 1-2 pitch. Fastball at the knees, called strike 3.
And again, seeing more of the heater in this bottom of the first. And locating both outside edge strikes on Kwapaszewski and Mechek for strike 3.
Brings up Logan Hugo, the left fielder, right-handed batter with 2 outs and the bases empty. Swings at a breaking ball out in front of it, tops it, and rolls it on the third base side.
Pitch from Galvan, not as much break as he wanted, but it did tie up Hugo as it stayed in on his hand, so not much he could do but pull it foul.
One strike to Hugo. Galvan delivers. Swing and a miss, and fastball down in the zone.
And Galvan out in front again. We've seen him ring up 2 batters with fastballs on the outside edge. See what he goes to here on Hugo with an 0-2 count.
Galvan winds and delivers. Fastball, looking for that outside corner down around the knees, but just missed with it.
Good 2-strike pitch, trying to get Hugo to chase. No need to hit the outside edge, put a little off the plate, which he did, but Hugo able to maintain the strike zone.
1-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit in the air down the left field line, and it is fouled just inside the line. Hits at the, or I should say fair, just inside the line at the base of the foul pole. And a head first slide up at second for Hugo for a 2-out double.
Hugo able to jump that breaking ball as it hung up over the plate. And he took it to deep left, right up against the fence under the 250 sign, and a 2-out double to get things going. First hit of the day.
Now pitcher Anthony Bernard in the cleanup spot will step in with Hugo at second and 2 down. No score in the game here in the bottom of the first. Again, we were delayed a couple of hours because of a lot of rain last night, overnight and early morning. Bernard, right-handed batter. First pitch takes downstairs. Sergio Galvan got called 3rd strikes on the first 2 batters he faced. Then the double by Hugo. 1-0 pitch now on the way to his mound opponent. Bernard rips it into the gap in right center field, and that one just clears the fence for a 2-run homer for Anthony Bernard. Bay County, Michigan with an early 2-0 lead.
Well, with the way this inning started, looked like it might be another 1-2-3 frame here for the first, but Hugo with the double, and then Bernard takes a fastball opposite field over the right center field fence and gives himself some run support. 2-0 Bay County.
We do get the benefit of replays here in the booth, and you get a real good look at that one, but it looked like it just barely cleared the fence. I mean, it was drilled near the 285 sign in right center. It appeared to just barely get over the fence.
Oh, I agree with you. That was a laser out to right center, and didn't clear it by much, but indeed a 2-run blast.
Lance Wiltsey, the first baseman, to bat now. Right-handed hitter with 2 outs and the base is empty. Takes a fastball inside. Galvan into the windup. 1-0 pitch jams Wiltsey, who fouls it off the first base side. Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series coming to you locally on 1450 AM, WJPA Washington, also at MLB.com, the American Sports Network, and greensports.net. Swing and a miss and an up and in fastball. 1-2 now to Wiltsey. Galvan winds and delivers. Fouled off again to the right side by Wiltsey. Bright sunshine probably have crept into the low, maybe mid-80s by this point. 1-2 pitch. Curveball. That one got away from Galvan. Wiltsey just ducks underneath it. Evens the count at 2.
Galvan occasionally in this first inning having trouble getting that curveball to break over the plate.
2-2 pitch. Again, lifted foul and out of play. Right side. So Wiltsey fouling off a number of offerings from Galvan. Two-run homer by Anthony Bernard here in the bottom of the first to give Bay County a 2-0 lead. Another 2-2 pitch on the way. Wiltsey just does get a piece of a curveball, was out in front of it, but just got a piece to stay alive.
Wiltsey battling, trying to find a pitch that he can put in between the lines here, but anything that's been out of the zone, or near the strike zone, I should say, he's been fouling off to keep the at-bat going.
Galvan delivers, misses with the breaking ball down and in. Count is full. Two outs, 2 runs in here in the bottom of the first for Bay County. And a 3-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss and a high fastball as Galvan strikes out the side, but a double and a 2-run homer have given Bay County a 2-0 lead. 2 runs on 2 hits, nobody left after 1. Bay County, Michigan leading Laredo, Texas 2-0 here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
At UPMC, we see more than bones and ligaments. We see passion and potential, which is why more people choose the nationally recognized orthopedic care at UPMC to keep them moving at full speed. Head to toe, start to finish. UPMC Orthopedic Care.
We head into the top half of the second inning, and as fans make their way here to Washington, Pennsylvania, they'll also have the opportunity to take a look at some of the fantastic opportunities to visit Washington County, Pennsylvania, from harness racing to shopping, you name it, it is here. And folks, this is a perfect kind of a tourism day. Sunny skies, as Mark has been referring to. Little overnight rain slowed us down, but we are now full steam ahead, and fingers crossed, our weather all the way through Wednesday's championship round should be just like this. 2-0. We head to the top half of the second. Back to Mark.
10, 9,
We head to inning number 2. Laredo, Texas trailing 2-0 here. They went down 1-2-3 against Bay County's Anthony Bernard in the opening inning. Cleanup hitter Guillermo Sauceda leads it off. Left-handed hitting third baseman for Laredo. Swings at the first pitch, chops it to the first baseman Wiltsey, who will take the play unassisted. So quickly one down. Certainly, Randy, we're very early in this game and things can change, but very little difficulty for Anthony Bernard here through the first 4 batters that he's faced. Greg Campos, the catcher, to hit. He takes a breaking ball for a strike.
And speaking with Laredo manager James Chrisman, he said he wanted to see his team come out and start fast, which has been the opposite of what's happened thus far.
After a strike to Greg Campos, he grounds one to the shortstop Weiss, who quickly throws across the diamond to retire Campos. So 5 straight retired to start the ball game for Bernard. So 2 down, bases empty for Adrian Castillo, the first baseman.
And James Chrisman, in relating to that with the fast start, he said that with this event, the Pony League World Series,
curveball just missed the outside edge.
He said it's a great event, but there can be a lot of distractions, and with the delay and whatnot today, he said we need to get into baseball mode and do that in a hurry here today.
1-1 pitch chopped up the middle, moving to his left. Nice play by Weiss. Spins behind the second base bag. Low throw, dugout at first by Wiltsey. And it is another 1-2-3 inning. So good plays on both ends there by Weiss and Wiltsey. And Laredo goes 1-2-3 in the top of the second after an inning and a half. Bay County, Michigan leading Laredo, Texas 2-0 here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
Hey man, let's play ball.
Oh, he pops it into center field. Could be trouble.
Hey, Walker, go, 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 go.
However you play ball, play ball. Go to playball.org to find out more.
One of the many activities taking place here at the Pony League World Series, sponsored by Dick's Sporting Goods, took place yesterday. A home run derby and the fastest runner contest. It was a good afternoon. Each team had a couple of participants in both of those categories. Saw a lot of balls fly out of this park. 250 down the lines, 305 in the deepest part of center field. And yeah, we saw one of those go out as well. We congratulate Caden Colson from Washington, PA, John Salvetti, Peters Township. They were 1-2 in the home run contest. And Alan Villarreal from Laredo and Hunter Neff from Chesterfield, Virginia, who we saw play last night. They were 1-2 in the fastest runner contest. 2-0. We head to the bottom of the second.
Clay Weiss, who made a nice defensive play to end the top of the second inning, will lead it off here in the bottom of the second for Bay County. Weiss right-handed hitting shortstop. He's the number 6 hitter in the order. Sergio Galvan for Laredo delivers. First pitch fouled off out of play, first base side.
A beautiful play defensively from Weiss to end the top half of the second. Leveling the ball near the second base bag, behind the bag, pirouette and throw accurately in time.
One strike curveball breaks in nicely for a called strike to Weiss. Right-hander Sergio Galvan for Laredo winds and delivers. Fastball down and in. Pretty good breeze blowing straight out to right center field.
Right around the area where Anthony Bernard hit his 2-run homer in the first inning.
There's a called strike 3 on the outside corner to Weiss for the first out here in the bottom of the second. Not that Bernard's the ball he hit needed any help from the wind.
You're right, because it was a line drive that did not need to be wind aided to get out of the yard. Not a lot of elevation, but just enough to get over the 285 sign in right center.
Second baseman Joey Smith to bat. Hits from the right side. Swings and foul tips the first offering back into the glove of catcher Greg Campos.
And moving past that 2-run homer, Galvan right back to work. He's recorded 4 outs thus far, and all 4 have been strikeouts.
One strike pitch missed downstairs. Center field gate is blown open here. We have to get that closed up.
Yep, good eye as time has been called by our home plate umpire. That being Dave Smolko. Umpiring crew, Ray Parker at first base, Miles Dotson at second base, and Jeff Rabel Sr. over at third base. The men in blue today on a warm afternoon in Washington, PA. But a beautiful one at that. Great day for baseball.
Still having a little difficulty getting that center field gate closed. And for those of you not familiar with Lou Hayes Pony Field, center field is a gate in center field that opens to allow equipment for the grounds crew to get in and do their work in between games, tractors and that sort of thing. Get a look at the dimensions here at Lou Hayes Pony Field. 250 down the lines, 305 to straightaway center field. 54 feet is the pitcher's mound as opposed to 60 feet 6 inches in the major leagues, 80 feet bases.
So if you're back at home, especially those watching this on the video stream, wondering, what are the dimensions here and some of the differences in terms of the base paths and the distance between the mound and home plate, now you know.
Joey Smith shows bunt on the 1-1 pitch and just didn't quite get the bat squared away and fouled it off out of play to the right side.
65th year for Pony baseball, for the Pony League World Series.
One ball, 2 strikes to Smith as Galvan delivers. Ball drilled into right center field by Smith. Long run, unable to get there is Tabuada. Ball hits off the fence, and Smith is going to slide in just barely with a double. Shortstop Christman covering, and a strong throw there from Tabuada as Christman whirled around with that tag and almost got it on Smith as he slid underneath.
Joey Smith, he was hustling, thinking double all the way as he made his turn around first and able to just slide it in front of the tag for the 1-out double.
Taylor Popp, the batter, right-handed hitting catcher. Squares to bunt and then pulled back, but actually did get a piece of that. Fouled it off. Smith wasn't sure. He thought maybe it was a wild pitch. He was taken off for third. But
he kept on going. Thought it wasn't, perhaps did not hear the contact, so he said, well, if it's a wild pitch, I'm going to take my base, but just a foul ball.
Yeah, Poppy, as I said, he squared to bunt, and as he pulled back, ball still hit the edge of the bat. Now he squares and bunts it foul down into the dirt.
Noted earlier on the 14-0 victory by Bay County in the Championships North Zone Championship. 10-run Rule 5-inning victory, and Pop had a multi-hit performance in that contest.
Galvan looks at second, now delivers the 0-2, jams Pop, who pops it up, foul territory, third base side, and Sauceda makes the grab for the second out of the inning.
Good location on the fastball that time by Galvan. Brought it right in on the hands of Taylor Pop and induced the weak pop fly for the easy second out.
Darren Labine, the batter, third baseman, right-handed hitter for Bay County, the number 9 hitter in the order. Smith leads from second. He's there with 2 down. Galvan's first pitch to Labine, hit in the air to right center field. Juan Carlos Coronado drifts back in front of the track, makes the catch, and the side is retired. A 1-out double for Smith, but he is stranded at second. We've played 2, and Laredo, Texas, trailing Bay County, Michigan, 2-0 here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
All the gold on Earth can be traced back to the stars. Upon violently exploding, their contents scattered across the galaxies, into our oceans, our deserts, and eventually us. Gold, it's in us all. Only some have the strength to dig it out.
Well, if you have a Twitter account, chances are you know about TBT. That's Throwback Thursday, where you upload your old pictures. Here are some classic examples of Pony League World Series games from years gone by. This is the 65th edition. A lot of things have changed. The way they play the game and the way they dressed when they came to the game. But the same holds true. Everyone wants to be the champion. 1 out of the 10 teams here is going to do that come Wednesday night.
Back at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series, Game 3, Laredo, Texas, and Bay County, Michigan. Bay County with a 2-0 lead, thanks to a 2-run homer by Bay County starting pitcher Anthony Bernard. For the middle innings of this ball game, my partner Randy Gore.
Thank you much, Mark Uriah. Juan Carlos Coronado leading off. Bottom of the order due up in this top of the third. So far, it's been 6 up, 6 down for Anthony Bernard. So it's been a good day on the mound and at the plate thus far for that young man as the right-hander deals plateward and brings ball 1 to right-handed hitting Coronado. Well, we noted how Laredo, the goal today to come out, start fast. That's not been the case to this point. Trailing 2-0, 1-0, liner to right, and coming in and to his right to make the catch, Carson Papaszewski. And 1 away in the top of the third.
The ball well hit by Coronado, but Papaszewski didn't have to go far for it. In a little bit, maybe a couple steps to his right.
Atom ball, as they say, is Jacob Alanese, the next man in. 1 out here in the top of the third. 2-0 the score favoring Bay County. Breaking ball swung on. Alanese trying to hold up, but could not. Had committed. Was rung up by home plate umpire Dave Smolko for strike 1.
The pitch was in the dirt, but by the time Alanese realized that, it was too late.
0-1. Curveball for strike 2. And Bernard sticking with that curve that he has located so well and has kept his opponent off balance with. 0-2. Fastball away.
It's going to be interesting to see what Bernard does next time through the order, Randy. He's thrown a lot of curveballs through the first 2 1/3 here.
1-2, another breaking ball, check swing, and trying to lay off. And on the appeal, Alanese ruled to have taken ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on in the third.
Manager Larry Papaszewski told us about the fastball for Bernard. I got to believe second time through the order they're going to see more fastballs. He talked about keeping him off balance, and that's the way to do it.
Fastball there, hit in a line to center field, and Blake Michek started in, then ranged back with a bit of a lunging catch across his body, reels it in for the second out.
Well, the ball hit by Coronado and the ball hit there by Alanese, both hit hard, but right at outfielders for Bay County.
Alan Villarreal, starting second baseman for Laredo, left-handed hitter. And on the first pitch he sees, takes inside for ball 1. Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. Look for more fastballs to be mixed in second time through the order, at least you would expect. Here's one golfed on the right side of the infield, and on one knee, Wiltsey over at first plays it and takes it himself to the bag. First base unassisted, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 goes Laredo, Texas. Your score after 2.5. It's Bay County 2 and Laredo nothing.
Mom, I'm bored.
Boy, what are we going to do this weekend?
When the family's fun meter runs down, recharge in Washington County. We've got something for everyone. Indoors, outdoors, history, sports, gaming, fun. Visit WashingtonCountyPA.com to get started and share the energy.
What a great day that was.
Let's do it again.
How about next weekend?
Yes.
Horse around at the Washington County Agricultural Fair, August 13th through the 20th at the Washington County Fairgrounds.
The World Series literally brings teams from all across our globe. 10 teams making their way here to Washington County, Pennsylvania. The furthest distance travel, that would be the squad from Chinese Taipei. That zone won the championship a year ago, and they converge here to Washington, Pennsylvania, Western PA, and they take home memories that will last them a lifetime. Laredo, Texas down 2-0 as we head into the bottom half of the third. Our first of 3 games today. Speaking of Chinese Taipei, they'll play in the last game this evening as they take on Los Mochis, Mexico.
Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series from Lou Hayes Pony Field. It's 2-0 Bay County, Michigan leading Laredo, Texas. Bay County will bring the top of the order to the plate here at the bottom of the third inning. Carson Kwapaszewski, Blake Michek, and Logan Hugo against Sergio Galvan, the starting pitcher for Laredo, Texas. Kwapaszewski struck out looking in his first time to the dish, and the son of manager Larry Kwapaszewski. Long look in, and the first pitch of the frame is hit well right center, but hanging in the air. It will drop in for a base knock and more. Kwapaszewski to second with a leadoff double as Julio Cesar Tabuada and Juan Carlos Coronado, center fielder and right fielder, ranging over, but Coronado got closest to it, could not make the catch, and man at second to start off this third inning.
You know, Randy, we talked earlier about the breeze blowing out straight out to right center field, but the flags are not moving at all out there right now by the looks of that, because both Tabuada and Coronado came together, and it was kind of beyond both of them, which would maybe lead you to believe the wind carried it farther than they thought, but it doesn't appear to be as much wind right now.
Bunt laid down by Michek, fielded by Galvan. He'll throw to first accurately to retire Michek. Sacrifice going 1-4 is second baseman Villarreal fielded the throw. Advancing to third, Kwapaszewski. Logan Hugo, 1-for-1 with a double.
Sorry, Randy, get Kwapaszewski over to third. Now with one out, chance to bring him home with a sac fly, or who knows, wild pitch, pass ball, any such thing could do that without getting a base hit.
Swing and a miss on the first offering. Good breaking ball.
And Laredo bringing the infield in at least halfway here. Got nothing so far against Anthony Bernard, so down 2-0. Want to try to keep it a 2-run deficit if they can.
0-1 coming. Blown away in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the infielders playing about halfway in. Third baseman Guillermo Saucedo about even with the bag at third. Logan Hugo awaits the 1-1. Runner at third, 1 out, and plunked with the pitch is Hugo. Runners at the quarters now for Bay County, Michigan.
Boy, a fastball too.
Hugo takes his base. Anthony Bernard stroked the 2-run homer to right center field in the first inning. That's the difference in the game to this point, and has a chance to add on. First baseman Castillo holding Hugo in that direction. Offering upstairs. Ball 1, a bit of a bluff move by Hugo to gather the attention of either Galvan and or Greg Campos, the catcher. There's a look at that home run for the folks watching via video stream. A 2-run shot by Bernard back in the first inning. 1-0 coming. Bernard fouls it away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got off to a bit of a later start today, a little after 2 p.m. Some rains falling in Washington overnight, prompting the delay, but the grounds crew doing a terrific job to get this, what was a soupy field, ready and looks pristine at this point. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike.
And that's kind of what was expected last night. We talked about that forecast was calling for rain overnight and in the early morning hours, but we thought it would be clear and good for baseball, and turned out that way. Unfortunately, the rain pushed us back a couple of hours.
2-1, fouled straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sergio Galvan working on Anthony Bernard with runners at the corners and 1 out. Big situation here early in this game, or relatively early on. Laredo has mustered nothing offensively against Anthony Bernard, who has been outstanding with his breaking pitches. Cannot afford to fall behind. And 2-2 called strike 3 as he locks up Bernard, does Sergio Galvan, and that is indeed a big second out in this inning.
5th strikeout for Galvan. First 4 outs he recorded were by way of strikeout.
Lance Wiltsey 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Runners remain at the corners. Kłapaszewski at third, Hugo at first. Foul ball, right side of the ballpark. Strike 1.
Hugo bluffed as if he was going there. Took about 3 or 4 hard steps toward second, but then put the brakes on.
He's done that a couple of times so far since he's been on the base paths. From the stretch, Galvan deals an up and away fastball, snap throw, and close play, but in safely is Hugo.
We do get the benefit of replays here with the video stream, and that's one right away. I turned right to the monitor after that because that was a very close play.
Yeah, bang, bang play.
Yeah, second look. I mean, initially I did think that the Hugo was out, but on the second look, looked like he did get the hand in there.
1-1. Check swing pitch in the dirt. Good block by Campos, keeping the runners where they are. Wiltsey looking for his first hit today. Second at bat. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 on, 2 outs in the bottom of the third. 2-0 Bay County. Galvan deals, Hugo taking off, but the pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3, and the inning is over. So Bay County threatens a double, a hit batsman, but 2 left on. After 3, it's Bay County 2 and Laredo, Texas, nothing.
At UPMC, we see more than bones and ligaments. We see passion and potential, which is why more people choose the nationally recognized orthopedic care at UPMC to keep them moving at full speed. Head to toe, start to finish. UPMC Orthopedic Care.
Here in Washington County, Pennsylvania, you can celebrate our American heritage and do a whole lot more. You know, this is the general neighborhood of Mr. Rogers, and why not? Pennsylvania Trolley Museum resides right here in Washington County. Almost 50 restored and antique trolleys, and you can take a ride there on a 4-mile trolley line. And you can also take a look at the restoration bar, an amazing place, the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum. Thanks to our friends at the Washington County tourism side, they have presented us with an absolutely picture-perfect day. 2-0, we head to the 4th.
Two 2-0 our score as we move to the top of the 4th inning at Lou Hayes Pony Field. Bay County, Michigan in front. Laredo, Texas will try to work on that. Derek Chrisman leads off the frame. Chrisman 0 for 1, struck out looking his first time. As Anthony Bernard, the right-hander, on the bump for Bay County, Michigan, deals a curveball for strike 1. Well, now second time through the order, Mark, and we were talking a short time ago as to how Bernard might differ things with the second time through the order. A lot of breaking stuff the first time through, which was effective. 9 up, 9 down. Count right now 1-1 on Chrisman as he missed away on the fastball. Next pitch This one hit well to center field. Blake Meachek ranging back. This ball's off the fence. First hit of the day for Derek Chrisman, and it's a double to lead off the fourth.
Ball hit about halfway up the fence. We'll get another look at it. Didn't miss getting out of here by very much, and maybe just a little bit right of the 305 mark in straightaway center field.
Now Chrisman, the two-base knock, first hit for any of the Laredo players, but it sets the table now in this fourth inning for Julio Cesar Taboada. Taboada 0 for 1 as he bounced out to the catcher, Taylor Pop, first time. Fly ball to left. This time Logan Hugo has it measured, ranging to his right toward the line, one away.
Yeah, ball hit high, slicing a little bit toward the left field line, but not a difficult play for Hugo to get over there and make the grab.
Sergio Galvan will climb into the batter's box. Bounced out to third back in the first inning. Runner at second with one out now. Derek Chrisman, the base runner. Bernard's pitch, curveball, a strike on the inside edge. Now Laredo falling behind 2-0 early on in this game. Certainly the panic button was not going to be hit. This team fell behind 6-0 in the South Zone Championship to San Juan, Texas, but ultimately claimed a 9-8 victory to advance to the Pony League World Series. So in comparison, 2-0 is maybe chump change in comparison, but still work to be done here, even with the first base runner. Need to try and cash in. Swing and a miss on the 0-1. Now the 0-2. Hit to right center field. That's going to drop in the gap for a base hit. And rounding third and coming in to score is Chrisman. Laredo on the board, trailing 2-1.
Yeah, Chrisman held up just a little bit to make sure that ball was not going to be caught, but still had no trouble getting home.
So the RBI single by Sergio Galvan. And Laredo cuts the deficit in half at 2-1. Guillermo Sauceda. He'll step in next. And the Laredo, Texas contingent here in Washington, PA, becoming a bit more vocal, as they should be. Wiltsey, the first baseman, holding Galvan, and the throw over there gets away. Galvan to second. On the air. Error on Bernard. And runner in scoring position with one out.
Now, after being very quiet through the first 3 innings, Laredo a chance to tie the ball game now.
Curveball outside quarter, going back to the breaking stuff does Bernard. Jumps out in front here on Sauceda. Bernard stares down the runner, double takes, brings to the plate, swing and a miss. Big strong swing by Sauceda, but was well out in front. Looking fastball was crossed up. 2-1 Bay County in the top of the fourth, but Laredo threatening to tie things up. Fastball high, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Sauceda. Bernard's 1-2. Another bender that's wasted this time by Sauceda. Fouls it back to the screen. Inning started with a leadoff double by Derek Chrisman to deep center off the center field fence. After a fly out by Taboada, RBI single by Galvan. Scored Chrisman, then a throwing error allowed him to second. Fastball up and in, stretching out of the way. Sauceda evens up the count at 2-2. Bernard comes set from the stretch position. 2-2, swing and a miss. That time the fastball A lot of breaking pitches, as we've mentioned throughout this game from Bernard, but on the 2-strike pitch, blows the fastball past Sauceda, 2 away.
Second strikeout for Bernard. Struck out the first batter that he faced in the game. Just picking up number 2, but a chance to get out of the inning now.
Greg Campos 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. It's a weak ground ball to third. Moving in on it is Labine. Sets his feet, throws to first, and the side is retired. But Laredo, Texas, 1 run on 2 hits, an error, and 1 left on after 3.5. It's Bay County, Michigan 2, and Laredo, Texas 1.
One decision, endless possibilities. California University of Pennsylvania opens your mind to more than 100 programs of study. Programs that matter to education, to healthcare, to technology, to the future of our world. California University of Pennsylvania, because the world is waiting for you.
Visit or apply online, calu.edu.
Our Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series began appropriately enough at Dick's Sporting Goods here in Washington, Pennsylvania. This was back on Thursday. We had ourselves a fan fest. Many of the teams in attendance, some still traveling into the area. You saw Lanny Fateri there, a longtime voice of the Pittsburgh Pirates, who will join us on our broadcast again on Monday. And the Pittsburgh Pirates organization, more than gracious, helping out. Pirate Parrot was here, among others, and players got an opportunity to get a full look and a great afternoon to start off this event. Bright sunny skies. Not many people remember the rain that we had here earlier today. It caused a 2-hour delay, and right now the sun is baking this field, getting down to the point where we are bone dry. 2-1. We've got a good game going on as we head to the bottom half of our 4th inning.
Bay County, Michigan 2, Laredo, Texas 1 at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. Glad to have you along today. 1450 AM WJPA in Washington. Also on MLB.com, the American Sports Network, greensports.net, and also courtesy of our friends at Pikewood Sports. So glad to have you with us, and thank you to all those folks, as it is game 1 of this Saturday afternoon and evening, game 3 of the tournament. And good pitching thus far. Sergio Galvan led up a 2-run homer in the first inning, but that's been all. And you go back to the 3rd inning as well. Bay County was threatening runners at the corners with 1 out, but Galvan buckled down. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning, and it's a foul ball here to start the 4th off the bat of Clay Weiss, strike 1.
You don't know how it's all going to play out at the end, but Lanny Fateri mentioned it last night. He says every game you can look for 2 or 3 key at-bats, and that situation there that Galvan got out of in the 3rd inning, you may look back on that as being a very important part of this game.
Yeah, if this is a game that Laredo rallies back to win, indeed, that 3rd inning could be paramount in the grand scheme of things with how Galvan settled the inning, and then a half inning later delivered an RBI single. 1-1 swing and a miss by Weiss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch was down in the dirt, but Weiss could not resist. And now home plate being dusted off by our home plate umpire, Dave Smolko. Galvan 6 strikeouts today.
1-2.
In position to earn another punch out as he brings the 2-strike offering. Foul ball though by Weiss. Weiss went down looking in the 2nd inning. Galvan's kick in the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss, so strikeout indeed for Galvan. Gets Weiss swinging this time. 1 down in the bottom of the 4th.
Had him way out in front of the breaking ball.
Now we've seen that heater from Galvan thrown to great effectiveness today, but that time pulling the string on Weiss. So mixing things up, and he's found the location on that bender as well. In the 1st inning, had a little trouble with it, but has done well working into this fourth inning. It's a roller by Joey Smith to second baseman Villarreal. 4-3 on the putout. Quickly 2 outs.
And Galvan is now retired 4 in a row, 5 of the last 6 after that leadoff double in the third.
2-1 Bay County in front. 2 outs, bases empty in the bottom of the fourth for Bay County. Taylor Pop 0 for 1. Galvan's breaking ball. Low for ball 1. Pop was jammed up by Galvan in his first at bat. Fastball right in on the fist, inducing the weak pop fly and foul ground. 1-0. And a high fly ball to right. And trouble finding that one in the air. Coronado will have to play it in fair ground. That's a base hit. 2 out single for Taylor Pop.
Well, Coronado stumbled as he was trying to get over there. I'm not sure if that cost him a chance to get it or not. You're right. You know, he may have lost it as well, but the little stumble and just wasn't able to get there in time.
And I think perhaps he just had trouble finding it off the bat. I think he just initially had a slow read of it, and therefore the pop fly could have very well been the inning's final out, but it's a bloop single to keep things going here for Bay County. So 2-1 Bay County leading. See if they can come up with some 2-out lightning out of the bottom of the order. Darren Labine 0 for 1, flat out to right, his first time in the second inning. Good lead for Pop over at first base. Galvan gives him a look as he comes set. Goes plateward though, and the pitch upstairs for ball 2. Two runs in the first for Bay County, and Anthony Bernard 2-run homer. Laredo striking back though in the top of this fourth. Sergio Galvan, an RBI single that played to Derek Crispin. Slow pickoff move, pop back in safely. That's been the run scoring to this point. Bay County 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 error. Laredo 1 run on 2 hits and no errors. Galvan, another pickoff throw. Bit of a closer play this time, but Pop once again returns safely. Galvan running through the signs with his catcher Campos and ready to go. Pop running on the 2-0 pitch. It swung on and missed for strike 1. No throw into second. It's a stolen base for Taylor Pop. He's in scoring position for Darren Labine. There's the break by Pop. And no throw as he takes second base. And now gets the stare down from Galvan. 2-1. Popped out of play, first base side. Evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with Pop at second. Bay County, Michigan, 5th consecutive appearance to the Pony League World Series. 2-2, well inside, stepping back out of the way of the offering Labine. Runs the count full. First base is open. Carson Kwapaszewski waits on deck. Surely if you're Galvan, you prefer to retire Labine and let Kwapaszewski lead off the 5th. Pop, big break, step and throw to third, and Pop is gunned down, tagged out by Saucedo, and the caught stealing ends the inning. So a single, but the caught stealing, nobody left on, and after 4, Bay County 2, Laredo 1.
Most of the gold on Earth can be found in our oceans. It lies at uninhabitable depths. The gold within resides in a similar darkness. Only there, under the most extreme pressure, will you find gold.
The Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, by the Washington County Tourism Promotion Agency, and by the Observer Publishing Company.
Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series, 2-1, Bay County, Michigan, leading Laredo, Texas. Game 3 of the World Series, and Game 1 of this Saturday afternoon and soon to be Saturday evening affair. We were off to a little bit of a late start due to weather. Rainstorms overnight. That's grounds crew doing a great job getting the field ready for play, and Adrian Castillo leads off the top of the 5th against Anthony Bernard. Castillo takes a breaking ball outside from Bernard, ball 1.
Just going back to the last play in the bottom of the 4th, Pop at second base just took off too quickly.
1-0 lined into left field, leadoff single for Adrian Castillo.
Just the 3rd hit for Laredo, but they've all come in the last 2 innings. But Pop, he took off while Galvan was still in the stretch position, so all Galvan had to do was step off and throw to 3rd. Pop had no chance to get in there. Going to get a runner here for Castillo.
Alan Ferrejo will check in for Castillo, so pinch runner in the game. Down by a run, Laredo, Texas. A lot of speed. Talking with manager James Chrisman, he said they like to run, and this might be one of those opportunities now with the pinch runner Ferrejo on the base paths. Coronado drops one into right field for a base hit. Funny spin, and the ball gets by. Kwapaszewski is stopping at 3rd. Ferrejo and in at 2nd. Juan Carlos Coronado with a double.
Yeah, ball coming off the bat of the right-handed batter going into right field, so a lot of times that ball will have some side spin on it, and it hit in front of Kwapaszewski, but bounced away from him. You have to be aware of that as an outfielder. When the ball's hit to the opposite field, a lot of times it's going to have that kind of side spin on it, and you got to maybe lay back a little bit and be ready for not a true hop.
Curveball, a strike to Jacob Alanis, and Laredo in business big time, trailing by a run at the top of the 5th, but runners at 2nd and 3rd. Ferrejo at 3rd, Coronado at 2nd. 0-1 from Bernard, wave and a miss for strike 2. Bernard now trying to buckle down with 2 strikes on the batter. Alanis would love to get a punch out here. Fastball well off the plate. Alanis not tempted. Alanis lined out to center his first time up in the 3rd inning. Hit the ball well on the button, but right at Blake Mechek. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss in the dirt. Pop will gather it in, the catcher to complete the strikeout. Going 2-3, now breaking for home, Ferrejo, and he's tagged out. Well, an aggressive base running play, and Laredo comes up empty. 2 outs of the inning.
3rd strikeout for Bernard, but a gamble that does not pay off for Laredo. You've got the number 9 hitter coming up now, but now you've got a runner at second with 2 down.
And there, for the folks watching along the video stream, the tag out by Pop Ferrejo at the plate changes the complexion of this inning big time. 2 outs with a runner at second. Alan Villarreal watches ball 1.
Yeah, Laredo looked like they were in great position to tie the game or maybe even take the lead, and they may come away with nothing.
2-1 Bay County, clinging to the 1-run lead. Spin off the mound, back in without a throw. Coronado at second. Well, we noted the speed of Laredo and that James Chrisman likes to utilize that. It's a great success, but as we said, that time coming back to bite in the unconventional double play. Line out by Villarreal as the ball scorched to Clay Weiss at shortstop, ends the inning. So a leadoff single followed by a double, but no runs for Laredo in the top of the 5th. We head to the bottom half. Your score, Bay County 2 and Laredo 1.
Mom, I'm bored.
Boy, what are we going to do this weekend?
When the family's fun meter runs down, recharge in Washington County. We've got something for everyone. Indoors, outdoors, history, sports, gaming, fun. Visit WashingtonCountyPA.com to get started and share the energy.
What a great day that was.
Let's do it again.
How about next weekend?
Yes.
Tap into the fun at the Corks and Kegs Festival, August 20th and 21st at the Meadows Casino Racetrack Hotel.
Mexico had the distinction of opening up the tournament. They took on Peters Township, and a super performance turned in by the ace of their staff. You're looking there at Eric Valenzuela. Throws an 83-mile-per-hour fastball. That does get in there quickly when that mound is 54 feet away. He was in control all night long. Complete game performance. He allowed just 3 hits. He struck out 9 as Las Mochas advances on with a 4-1 victory over Peters Township. Our final game of the day saw Chesterfield, Virginia open it up late as they rolled over Johnstown, Pennsylvania 14-4.
Bay County, Michigan over Laredo, Texas at Lou Hayes Pony Field. Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. Sergio Galvan will continue in the bottom of the 5th. He'll face Darren Labine, Carson Kwapaszewski, and Blake Michek. Also re-entering the game, Adrian Castillo over at first base. He was pinch run for a half inning ago, but he re-enters. That is the only change to this point. So Labine was at the plate in the 4th inning when Taylor Pop was caught stealing. And Labine at the plate again now to start off the bottom of the 5th. Pitch from Galvan. Pushed well to right, but hung in the air. Coronado able to make the catch. 1 away in the bottom of the 5th.
Coronado just really backpedaled there. Reached up at the last second, played that kind of casually, and the ball was hit pretty well.
Had it measured.
He did.
It did appear to be a bit nonchalant.
No worries as far as he's concerned.
Yeah, puts it away, 1 down. Here's Kwapaszewski. He goes toward right field. This time Coronado diving play, but cannot make the catch. And it's a 1-out single for Carson Kwapaszewski. Second hit of the day. He's now 2 for 3 with a double to his credit as well.
Yeah, Coronado, I think, you get caught in between there. You're not sure, do I go after it? Do I let it hit? And made a great effort and had it in the glove, but just couldn't hold on to it.
Blake Michek, 0 for 1, sack bunt in the 3rd. With Kwapaszewski at first. Curveball a strike. Now, if you're Bay County, Michigan, you've been leading this game pretty much from the get-go with that 2-run homer in the first inning, courtesy of Anthony Bernard. You'd love to provide some breathing room here in the middle innings as you move toward the late innings. 0-1. Strike on the outer edge. Snap throw to first. Back in standing, Kwapaszewski. Galvan set after reviewing the signs, deals the 0-2. Curveball stays away. Two-1 here in the fifth, favoring Bay County. Galvan brings a 1-2 heater that is laid off by Michek. Downstairs and outside as well. Evens up the count at 2-2.
Center fielder Tablota shaded well over toward right. A lot of room straightaway center field and in left center for Michek.
And playing Michek to hit opposite way in the outfield. 2-2. Outside now, a delayed steal. And caught stealing. Thrown out at second is Kwapaszewski. Now, he saw that ball in the dirt. It was backhanded, though, by the catcher, Campos, and applied an accurate toss into second base. Here's another look at it. You see the delayed move, and then throw right on the money.
Yeah, Kwapaszewski, you know, he started and then stopped. I think that was his initial plan, was to kind of bluff the steal, but then he changed his mind, I think, when the ball was in the dirt. But Campos did a nice job of digging it out and then throwing Kwapaszewski out.
Chrisman applied the tag on that play as he is getting looked at the moment. His dad, James Chrisman, out to look. Here's another look at that play. You can see Campos, that pitch was in the dirt, but he backhanded it cleanly and then not close at all. As the throw by Campos, and you can see the slide coming in, the cleats up on the leg of Chrisman, and that's why he needed a breather there for a moment. So Derek Chrisman, A-OK, ready to continue with 2 outs of the bases now empty. And James Chrisman, the manager for Laredo, Texas, his father, talked with him about that, said it's been great to share the moments with his son along the way. 3-2, wave and a miss for strike 3. The side is retired. So a single, a caught stealing, and nobody left aboard. Score after 5. It's Bay County, Michigan 2 and Laredo, Texas 1.
At UPMC, we see more than bones and ligaments. We see passion and potential, which is why more people choose the nationally recognized orthopedic care at UPMC to keep them moving at full speed. Head to toe, start to finish. UPMC Orthopedic Care.
Michigan leading 2-1 over Laredo, Texas here in Game 3 of the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. And now we turn it over here in the later innings to the voice of the Pony League World Series, Mr. Mark Uriah.
Thank you, Randy. Derek Chrisman lead it off here in the top of the 6th for Laredo. Takes a breaking ball downstairs. Chrisman 1 for 2. doubled and scored Laredo's lone run back in the 4th inning. Sergio Galvan brought him home with an RBI single. Anthony Bernard of Bay County, Michigan, delivers a strike to even the count at 1. Bernard, through the first 5, has given up 4 hits. He struck out 3, has not walked a batter. 1-1 pitch on the way. Christman takes in the dirt.
The first time through the order, Laredo without a hit, but 2 hits over the last 2 innings. 1 run in the 4th and set up for a big inning in the 5th, but came up empty.
2-1 pitch, lifted foul, that'll get out of play right side. Yeah, they're each of the last 2 innings, Laredo has had good opportunities, but it's come up empty both times.
Yeah, Laredo in the 4th, the RBI single by Sergio Galvan, but he was left stranded at second base, and then in the 5th inning, had runners at second and third with nobody out, but no runs to show for it.
Ball hit well into right center field. On the run and unable to make the catch is Tabuada, the center fielder. It's off the fence, and Christman pulls in at second base with his 2nd double of the game.
Now Derek Christman levels that off the fence in right center. And there's a look at it. You can see Blake Mechek giving chase, lunging effort, but could not reel it in at the base of the fence. And so once more, Laredo, Texas, with a chance to tie this game up here in the 6th.
Mechek with the opportunity there, but tough play, running hard and knowing that the fence he was bearing down on the fence. And now Tabuada to bat. He's 0 for 2. So again, Laredo with a great opportunity. Each of the last 3 innings, they've had opportunities to, at the very least, tie the game, but have been unable to do it. Tabuada lines one hard into the stands on the 3rd base side. But as Randy mentioned, they left Galvan at second, had Galvan at second with 1 out in the 4th, couldn't bring him home. Now the 1-strike pitch, Tabuada shows bunt, pulls back, takes low and away. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, and nobody out an inning ago. But a strikeout with a ball in the dirt, a throw to first to get it out, and then a throw back home to get a double play, and then a line out ended that threat. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2 now to Tabuada. Good pitch there from Bernard.
Another good curveball, and Bernard has been utilizing the curve. We knew that coming in. That would be a key for him today.
1-2 pitch. Chop to the right side. This will move the runner over. Wiltsey takes the play himself for the first out of the inning, and Christman moves to 3rd.
Well, it's a ground out. It is a productive out as it moves Christman to 3rd, and chance for Galvan. At minimum, a sac fly could tie this one up. And he is responsible for the only run for Laredo, Texas, thanks to an RBI single in the 4th inning.
Right-handed batter Sergio Galvan steps in with Christman at 3rd and 1 out. Laredo trails 2-1 here in the top of the 6th inning.
And going back to the previous at-bat, job well done by Tabuada. Knowing the situation, at minimum, you just want to move the runner, and he does that.
First pitch to Galvan. He hits it well to right field. If this stays in the park, it's going to bring the runner home, but it's going to be a 2-run homer by Sergio Galvan to right field, just to the right of the scoreboard. And Laredo, Texas, here in the top of the 6th inning, has taken a 3-2 lead.
As the Laredo, Texas crowd erupts in celebration at home plate as Sergio Galvan delivers, goes opposite field, and hung it high to right, and backpedaling was Kwapaszewski and ran out of room. And not only has Laredo, Texas tied the game, but they take the lead thanks to the 2-run blast by Galvan. The heck with tying it up, they want the lead, says Laredo, Texas.
And that ball just kept carrying. Certainly we knew it was going to be deep enough to be, at the very least, a sacrifice fly. But that ball ended up going a lot further than I thought it would as Guillermo Sauceda swings and misses at a breaking ball from Bernard. Sauceda 0 for 2. But a light pole out there in right center field. I believe that ball by Galvan hit it and hit it well above the fence. Well, again, a lot farther. Ball traveled a lot farther than we initially thought. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Sauceda. Swings and foul tips a curveball.
Well, from one of your observations earlier on, and now the wind has kicked up again periodically today. Wind blowing strongly toward right center field, and maybe that fly ball by Galvan got out and into the jet stream there.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Sauceda out in front of and over top of the curveball for the second down of the inning. 4th strikeout for Bernard. And now we're going to get to activity for Laredo. They're going to send a pitcher down to warm up. It's going to be Chrisman, I believe. So 2 outs, bases empty for Greg Campos, the catcher. He's 0 for 2, he's grounded out twice. But Laredo, for the first time in the ball game, has the lead now. First pitch to Campos is upstairs. It is Derek Chrisman warming up in the bullpen for Laredo down the left field line. And a ground ball base hit up the middle for Campos. Keeps the inning going here. Didn't get all of it, but got enough to get it through the right side of the infield.
Hit them where they eat, right? And that's what Campos did. Hit the ball where no one could field it and collects the 2-out single. Now, Campos, the only 13-year-old on this Laredo, Texas team, but James Chrisman said he throws hard and he can hit the ball hard.
7 hits in the game now for Laredo. First pitch breaking ball drops into Adrian Castillo, 1 for 2. They ran for Castillo after his 5th inning single, but he re-entered the game, so he'll bat for the 3rd time now. Throw over to first to chase Campos back. Campos leads from first, has a good size lead. Now the 1-strike pitch, lifted foul and out of play right side. Derek Chrisman started the inning with a double, moved to 3rd on a ground out, 2-run homer to the opposite field by Sergio Galvan to give Laredo a 3-2 lead. After Sauceda struck out, Campos with a 2-out single. He's at first. And Adrian Castillo behind in the count, 0-2. As Anthony Bernard of Bay County delivers. Swing and a miss. Strikeout ends the inning. 5th strikeout for Bernard, but 2 runs for Laredo in the top of the 6th inning to give them the lead. The 2-run homer by Galvan. 3 hits in the inning, 1 left on. And we will go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Laredo, Texas now leading Bay County, Michigan 3-2 here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
Quite an afternoon on the mound and at the plate for Laredo, Texas's Sergio Galvan. He has pitched 5 complete. He has struck out 8 batters from Bay County, Michigan. You know what? Not only has he been throwing the ball well, how about that 2-run homer in the last inning? He's now 2 for 3 at the plate as well, and he has propelled his team into a 3-2 lead. Star of the day so far, Sergio Galvan for Laredo, Texas.
Laredo, Texas now with a 3-2 lead. And Sergio Galvan does continue here as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Laredo was warming up Derek Chrisman in the top of the 6th, but Galvan continues.
71 pitches thus far for Sergio Galvan, as he's held it together, gave up a 2-run homer in the first, but that's been it. And 8 strikeouts today for Galvan. That's also raised the pitch count up some.
Logan Hugo to lead it off, hits it well, but foul and out of play down the right field line.
But certainly you'll take that trade-off.
Hugo officially 1 for 1, a double and a run scored back in the 1st inning, hit by a pitch in the 3rd. Right-hander Sergio Galvan for Laredo with the 1-strike pitch. Breaking ball, Hugo out in front, but gets a piece to foul it off.
We are going to see a pinch hitter in this inning, and it will be the batter currently in the hole at the moment. Lance Wiltsey will be pinch hit for by Benjamin Canuti. Right now it's Hugo at the plate.
Hugo, right-handed batter, waiting on an 0-2 pitch. Galvan delivers. Breaking ball hit in the air to left center field. Long run, diving attempt by Taboada, but he's not going to get it. Falls in, and thinking 2 all the way, and in with a stand-up double is Logan Hugo for Bay County here to lead off the bottom of the 6th.
Fly ball hung high to left center, giving Taboada a chance to make a play, and a full extension dive there by Taboada could not reel it in, and the leadoff double has Bay County, Michigan now with an opportunity to try and tie this one back up.
So Anthony Bernard, 1 for 2. That one was a 2-run homer in the 1st inning. Lost the lead in the top of the 6th, giving up a 2-run homer. To his mound opponent, no less. But now an opportunity to get his team back to even. Bernard looked at a called 3rd strike as well, back in the 3rd. First pitch to him, and he gets hit in the arm. Pitch was up and in, tried to get out of the way, but it looked like it caught him around the bicep on the left arm. So Bay County in business now, 2nd batter that Galvan has hit in the game. And we will get a visit to the mound before we continue here as James Chrisman comes out.
So Ben Canuti will be the pinch hitter for Lance Wiltsey, but in the meantime, as Mark Uriah described, James Chrisman out for a meeting on the mound, talking things over with Sergio Galvan. How are you feeling at this point? And boy, Galvan, you talked about the pitchers, the starting pitchers today. They've really accounted for everything today. We have Bernard with a 2-run homer for Bay County's 2 runs. Galvan, an RBI single and a 2-run homer for all 3 of Laredo's runs. So if your name's not Galvan or Bernard, then you probably haven't done much today in this game.
No pitching change. Galvan will stay in there, but he's in a jam. He's got a 3-2 lead right now, but runners at 1st and 2nd and nobody out. See if Canuti tries to bunt the runners over here. He's a left-handed hitter. Sauceda at 3rd, even with the bag. Castillo at 1st, not holding the runner on. He's even with the bag as well. First pitch to Canuti, does show bunt, pulls back, takes a fastball outside.
Canuti, 5'8", 160-pounder. When he was waiting for his opportunity to bat, Hugo and Bernard came over with some helpful hints as to what he can expect from Galvan in this at-bat. See if he can put it to good use.
1-0 pitch, Castillo walking in from 3rd, but again, a fastball misses low and away. Canuti didn't really show bunt that time, but I think he recognized pretty quickly that that pitch wasn't going to be a strike.
And he's given the look of bunt on the first 2 pitches. And Laredo expecting that. Castillo playing in from his first base position and creeping in.
2-0 pitch. Canuti again shows bunt, but the fastball is upstairs.
Right now, if you're Galvan, Canuti wants to give himself up, of course, in exchange to advance the runners into scoring position, but even worse if you're Galvan would be to walk the bases loaded here.
He's struggling to stay on the mound, I think, and misses outside. Pitch was a little off speed, but just missed the outside corner, so Canuti draws a 4-pitch walk.
So double hit batsman and a walk has loaded them up for Bay County, Michigan. And they've already seen one visit to the mound by James Chrisman. I would not be surprised to see a pitching change coming up here soon, but not yet.
And here it comes.
Here he comes. Yeah, I was going to say that would not be surprised to see the move to be made now with the bases loaded. You still are in front if you're James Chrisman in Laredo, Texas. You're still in front here 3-2, and albeit it's not the situation you'd like to be in with Bay County, Michigan holding the bases loaded. Try to work your way out of it. Here's a look at what's been done by Galvan today. He's racked up the strikeouts. 8 Ks today by Sergio Galvan. And has kept Bay County, Michigan off balance for the most part. There's been danger in every inning against him. In fact, he's allowed at least 1 hit in every frame, but he's only given up 2 runs, at least so far. But he is on the hook. His 6+ innings for Galvan, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 8 strikeouts, and only 1 walk. And he now hopes that his teammate Derek Chrisman can clean things up for him.
Looks like Galvan's going to stay in the game. Just a question of what kind of other defensive changes we might see. But Chrisman, we saw him loosening up in the top half of the inning while Laredo was batting. And he does get the call here. Again, we're looking at about a 5:30 or thereabouts start for our second game, which will be Paderborn, Germany, and Washington County. And the third game of our triple header tonight, Los Mochis, Mexico against Chinese Taipei. Looks like a straight change. Galvan is going to go to shortstop.
So Chrisman to the bump, Galvan to short. And Galvan, we gave you the pitching line for Galvan. That's as it sits now. Of course, he is responsible for all 3 on the base path. So at the moment, he's in an interesting spot. He could be the victor in this game or possibly the losing pitcher in this game, depending upon what happens here.
Possibly a no decision as well.
Yeah.
So everything's on the table. And really on the table for Bay County here with the bases loaded and nobody out. Down 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Clay Weiss, the batter, he's 0 for 2. He struck out twice, swings and misses at a Chrisman fastball. Hits are even at 7. Weiss, right-handed hitting shortstop for Bay County. Trying to find a way at the very least to tie the game. Infield in all the way around for Laredo. 1 strike pitch, swing and a miss. Like a breaking ball from Chrisman. Weiss a little out in front of it. So Chrisman off to a good start here in that he is out in front 0-2. Here's the pitch, breaking ball. Chopped to third. So Seda comes to home. They get the force play there. 1 out, base is still loaded.
Laredo getting exactly what it wants there. A ground out or a weak ground ball on the infield. You get the force out of the lead runner at home. Bases stay loaded. Nobody comes home and 1 out of the frame. Still clinging to that 1-run lead.
Second baseman Joey Smith steps in. He's 1 for 2. Now the corner infielders will play about halfway in. Middle infielders back up in hope of a double play ball. First pitch fastball up and into Smith, who's 1 for 2.
of the sticky situation inherited by Derek Chrisman here. Part one of the task complete, but still more work to be done. As you said, Mark, the middle infield at double play depth.
Chrisman's 1-0 pitch, fouled out of play or off the fence on the first base side. Bay County took a 2-0 lead with a 2-run homer by Anthony Bernard in the bottom of the first inning. Sergio Galvan drove home Derek Chrisman to make it a 2-1 ball game in the top of the fourth for Laredo. There's a ball hit into right center field, and that's going to be caught out there by Coronado, but the runner at third did not go back and tag up. He came halfway down the line and then casually went back to third and too late to tag up. A huge base running mistake there for Bay County and a big out for Laredo. The second out of the inning, and they still lead it 3-2.
A look at it for the folks via video stream. Bernard thought it was going to drop, and by the time he realized it wasn't, it was too late. Now that's one, as you said, it's a tough base running mistake there. You know the ball's deep enough, you just hang around third, and if it drops, you're going to score no matter what. And Bernard, for whatever reason, thought he had home easily with a base hit in right center, but not to be the case, and a critical turn of events at the moment.
Taylor Pop takes a breaking ball on the inside edge for strike one. He's 1 for 2. Chrisman works from the windup. 0-1 pitch, fouled straight back.
This game has had some funny twists and turns, has it not?
Indeed. A lot of situations that could have easily gone differently and changed where we stand, at least in terms of Laredo right now still leading 3-2, and that's changes really things on both sides. 0-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball through the hole on the left side. That's going to go for a base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes Bernard trying to score from second base. He will. Bay County has the lead. Throw back, and they get the runner Weiss off of second base, but the run had already scored. Bernard had already scored before the out was recorded, so a 2-run single for Pop, and the out recorded ends the inning, but Bay County comes up with 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning on 2 hits. No errors and 1 left on, so we will go to the 7th now. Bay County with a 4-3 lead over Laredo, Texas, here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
Much of the gold on Earth exists within its core. It lies under tremendous heat where nothing else survives. Gold in the human body is found under similar conditions. It's there where everything turns to fire. That you'll find gold.
Day number 2 here, and here's what happened day number 1. Last night it all began. Las Mochis, Mexico, victorious over Peters Township as Valenzuela goes the complete distance in the game, surrendering just 3 hits and striking out 9. Chesterfield, Virginia, easy time with Johnstown, Pennsylvania, 14-4. What else is on the schedule board? Well, we've got a good one going on here, 4-3, as Bay County has come back to take the lead here, and it's the first of 3 games to be played here in Washington, PA.
Now Bay County, Michigan, just in need of 3 outs here to advance. Boy, what a back and forth kind of game this has been. And you mentioned it, Randy, some twists and turns that could have turned things differently from where we stand right now. But Anthony Bernard with an opportunity, if he can get 3 outs here, to give Bay County a win, assuming he doesn't give up a run. You can still get 3 outs and maybe give up a run or more, but a scoreless inning is what Bay County's looking for here, as Juan Carlos Coronado leads off and swings at a high fastball and misses. Coronado 1 for 2 with a 5th inning double. Also, Lance Wiltsey re-enters to play first base for Bay County after he was pinch hit for in the bottom of the 6th. Breaking ball tapped foul by Coronado, and Bernard out in front 0-2.
The emotions of the teams, the players, the fans in attendance of this game have certainly swayed peaks and valleys. And Taylor Popp at the bottom of the 6th made the base running issue for Anthony Bernard just prior to that, made it a moot point. Taylor Popp comes through with a 2-run single to put Bay County in its current 1-run lead.
0-2 fastball misses low and away. Bernard, the right-hander for Bay County, winds and delivers. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball by Coronado for the strikeout.
6 strikeouts today for Anthony Bernard.
So 1 down. Jacob Alanis, the batter now. He is 0 for 2. Bernard's first pitch to Alanis, swing and a miss. Good fastball down and away.
Bernard trying to put this one away, as Mark indicated. Bernard back in the North Zone Championship game, tossed a 2-hit shutout for the win there. Right now just trying to finish this one off.
Ball hit in the air into right center field. This is going to get down for a base hit. Just drops right between Kopaszewski in right and Michek in center. So tying run aboard with 1 out here in the top of the 7th for Laredo.
Well, you just had to figure with the way this game has gone, it wouldn't be a 1-2-3 inning for Bay County, Michigan. Laredo going to make things interesting. Alanis with the base hit.
Alan Villarreal, the batter now, 0 for 2, bunts and pops it in the air to the third baseman. Levine throw to first, and just getting back in with a head-first slide is Alanis, or the ball game would have been over.
Heads-up base running by Alanis, as there's the bunt attempt caught by third baseman Levine, and the throw back in, bang play. Here it is on the backside, but scrambling back in safely to keep hope alive for Laredo, Alanis.
Yeah, maybe the guy that wanted the plate more than anybody else right now, Derek Chrisman, 2 for 3 with a couple of doubles and 2 runs scored in the game to try to keep it going. Breaking ball stays up and in.
As the bottom of the 6th concluded, Chrisman currently the pitcher in this game, and remember, the pitchers have done most of the damage offensively today when they've had the bat in their hands.
1-0 pitch, that ball's hit well to right center field, and that one is going to one-hop the fence. Alanis is going to stop at third. Chrisman slides into second with a double, so he keeps the inning going. Runners at second and third, tying run at third, go-ahead run at second with 2 down. Third double of the game for Derek Chrisman.
Terrific offensive day for Chrisman out of that leadoff spot. Drives it in between Michek and Kopaszewski in the right center field gap. And as you can see for the folks of the video stream, Alanis headed to third, stopping there and setting up shop here. Second and third for Laredo, Texas in the top of the 7th with 2 outs, trailing Bay County, Michigan 4-3. And we've got a committee meeting on the mound, is out for a conversation. It's the skipper, Larry Kopaszewski.
Entire infield going to take part.
I talked earlier about Derek Chrisman and his dad, James Chrisman. You have that same relationship in this game. Carson Kopaszewski and manager Larry Kopaszewski as he returns to the dugout. And talking about the opportunity to coach his son, he said it's been a dream come true, did Larry Kopaszewski. We have a pinch runner.
It's Roberto Coronado for Alanis at third. And that's the one thing we didn't get a chance to mention. Roberto Coronado is the twin brother of Juan Carlos Coronado. 2 sets of twins on this Laredo team as Taboada steps in. Takes a breaking ball that just misses outside. Runners at second and third again. 2 outs, top of the 7th. Laredo down by 1. They need 1 to keep the ball game going.
And the Coronados, identical twins.
There's a ground ball hit to short. Weiss has to charge it. Not well hit. Throw on the run to first. Not in time. Scoring the tying run from third is Roberto Coronado. We are tied at 4. Infield single and an RBI for Taboada. And Derek Crispin moves to third. He's now the go-ahead run.
Putting the ball in play, Taboada races out an infield single. Huge, huge play. Just hit a weak grounder on the left side and knew he had to turn on the speed up the first base line, and he did so to keep this game going. We're all even now.
10 hits now in the game for Laredo. Sergio Galvan, who's done some damage, steps in. And they are going to intentionally walk Galvan. RBI single and a 2-run homer in 3 trips for Galvan, so they're not going to let him beat them, that's for sure. So tied at 4, 3 runs in the last 2 innings for Laredo. So when the intentional walk is complete, it will load the bases for Guillermo Sauceda. Anthony Bernard looked over at first, and now he's going to throw over to first, which is odd after you throw 3 pitches of what looks to have been an intentional walk. So Bernard now will stretch and deliver ball 4 for the intentional walk. So bases loaded with 2 down now for Sauceda, the cleanup hitter. Sauceda 0 for 3 in the game. Left-handed hitter steps in against the righty Anthony Bernard. 1 run in to tie it for Laredo here in the top of the 7th. First pitch to Sauceda, waits on a curveball and dumps it into left field for a base hit. Scoring from third is Crispin. Now trying to score from second is Taboada. Throw in, tag applied, out at the plate. Tag applied by Pop, but the go-ahead run scores on the RBI single for Sauceda. Crispin scores to make it 5-4 now for Laredo. Taboada thrown out at the plate. So 2 runs in the top of the 7th for Laredo on 4 hits. No errors and 2 left on. And now Bay County's going to need a run to tie in the bottom of the 7th. It is 5-4 Laredo here after 6.5 at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
Mom, I'm bored.
Boy, what are we going to do this weekend?
When the family's fun meter runs down, recharge in Washington County. We've got something for everyone. Indoors, outdoors, history, sports, gaming, fun. Visit WashingtonCountyPA.com to get started and share the energy.
What a great day that was.
Let's do it again.
How about next weekend?
Yes.
Full steam ahead for old-fashioned fun at the National Pike Steam, Gas, and Horse Show, August 12th through 14th in Centerville.
Well, both teams facing a loss in their last at-bat. Laredo able to get a couple of runs to take a 5-4 lead, and now it's Bay County down by 1, batting as we go to the bottom of the 7th. And the twists and turns continue, Randy.
Indeed. As we said, as that top of the 7th was transpiring, you had to figure it wouldn't go without some more nervousness, some more intensity, depending upon what side of the coin, what side of the ledger you sit on, who you're rooting for this game. But, well, it's still not over yet. Laredo leads it right now 5-4, but look out.
Darren Labine leads off. Derek Chrisman working his second inning, delivers a breaking ball on the inside edge to Labine, who has twice flied to right. Chrisman, one strike pitch, breaking ball hit hard but foul down the third baseline. Pony League World Series, sponsored by Dick's Sporting Goods, coming to you locally on 1450 AM, WJPA Washington. Also video streaming at MLB.com and the American Sports Network, along with greensports.net. Winner of this game is off until Monday night at 8 o'clock.